Hello, this is Jean Lopez, and this is week 8 of Math 141 online class. Everyone had their second exam. I hope everyone did well. And you've also had a spring break. I hope everybody's rested. We're going over chapter 7, and I thought what I would do this week is just highlight a couple of areas that you may want to be aware of, that it may trip you up a little bit in terms of the quizzes, and I wanted to just highlight a couple of those items for you. And I'm going into section 7.3, and this question really asks about complementary events. So I just wanted to highlight that for you. They're going to be asking you to do some calculations, and then they're going to ask how part A and B are related. And what this question is driving at is it's really getting you to see that selecting 62% or more of males is the same thing as selecting 38% less females. That may seem obvious to you, but if you're in the throes of these quizzes, you might somehow think that you've got to do something with StatCrunch on this, and I just wanted to make sure you realize that this was more just a critical thinking question. And in section 7.4, there's another question that I wanted to highlight, and it's talking about the conditions under which you do certain types of statistical analysis. This is going to become more and more important as you move further along now in the semester. And if you make even just a cheat sheet that talks about, all right, if you're doing sample proportions, here are the conditions, and then the subsequent statistical analyses that you're going to be studying, having a cheat sheet of the conditions helps this type of question go much more easily. You can just go ahead and consult your cheat sheet when you're going through the quiz. So just wanted to highlight that for you. And then the next thing I wanted to do was go over one in 7.5 that talks about comparing sample proportions and what you can say about the interval and what that says, what you can conclude. And they've got a couple here. We've got section B, you're going to calculate an interval, and then you're going to have to conclude something about it. Same thing for C. And I'm going to bring up, here is something that Dr. McHale usually provides in her class notes, and this is how you can determine how to answer those questions. And the proportion 1 minus the proportion 2, if they're both negative, then proportion 1 is more significant. Proportion 1 minus proportion 2, both negative, then proportion 2 is more significant, and proportion 1 minus proportion 2, if one is negative and one is positive, you can't make a conclusion about that. So I hope that helps. I hope everybody is ready to get through the rest of the semester, and I will talk with you next week.